Good afternoon, dear students. It's Hamidi here. Hope all of you are feeling safe and healthy. Today we are going to start with the online classes as per the timetable given by the department of the operation management. Dear students, I have just prepared or designed a chapter for the subject of operation management, which is 73 pages here. And in our last class we discussed some things about the operation decision making under the theory aspects of the operation management. So we discussed that the operation management, the decision making which are required for the operation of an organization in order to manage an operation within the organization. We discussed the difference yeah, if you do remember that we discussed under the decision making of the operation management within an organizations, that of the three types. One was the complete certainty, and the second one was risk and uncertainty, and the third one was extremely uncertainty. Each and every division has its own usage of the decision for the purpose of an operation, right? And then we elaborated and explained each one, and under each one there are some certain calculations. If you do remember, under the complete certainty methods, we say that algebra and calculus and mathematical programming is required in order to do or to take such kind of decision. And under the risk and uncertainty methods, we say that statistical analysis and queuing and simulating and up to the utility theory, we say such kind of methods are required for the purpose of taking such kind of decision. And if you come to the third methods of taking decisions under the extreme uncertainty, we say that game theory and point flip is there. So particularly we did some of the practicals, if you do remember, in order to find it out the maximin and maximax and Laplace of some of the illustrations. We did it that under one of the example. So for this purpose, today I am trying to just select another topic of the operation management theoretically, that is basically called as decision support systems. This is also one of the theory aspects of operation management within each and every organization, that each and every organization required a system which support the decisions. When the decision is going to be taken under each and every methods, there is the need of support system for that decisions. طوری بر شما یادآور شدم که در سنفای پیشتر ما شما درباره آپریشن منیجمنت جر و بحث کردیم و کلاس را گرفتیم، چون آپریشن منیجمنت هم بخشی پرکتیس داره و هم بخش تیوری داره. ما براتون چپتر را دیزاین کردیم که در حدود 73 ورق می باشن، که در حدود 75 تا 80% بخش تیوری از می آپریشن منیجمنت را در بر میگیره و یک 20 تا 25% هم بخشی پرکتیسش هست، یعنی پرکتیکلی که یگان سوالات را در بخش آپریشن منیجمنت باید ما شما بفهمیم. بناهن در قسمت در بخش decision making under the operation management ما شما سه نوع decision را تعریف کردیم و تشریح کردیم که در زو یک بخش به شکل پرکتیس بود که از طریق یا از با واسطه فرمولای مکسیمین و مکسیمکس و لپلیس ما میتونیم که بفهمیم که آیا این دیسیژن را که در مقابل اپریشن ما میگیریم مناسب است و یا خیر. بنان امروز ما شما موضوع دیگر را به نام دیسیژن سپورت سیستم بخش تیوری از اپریشن منیجمنت را میخوانیم که او را به نام DSS میگن. Decision Support System is a computer-based system designed to aid decision making for any stage of the decision process in the development of alternative and evaluation of possible course of actions. The students, once the organization is decided to take a decision toward doing an operation within the organization, that organization required a system by the name of DSS. DSS is a system which is totally based on the computerized. Nowadays, the technology has been enhanced and there is too much usage of technology in the business area. Each and every operation is going to be done with the help of technology. So that's why the operation required a system, technologized system or computerized systems by the name of DSS. DSS is a system which help the top level of organizations or management to take a proper and best decision among the alternative data or information which they do have. In the meanwhile, their purpose is to provide the information and analytical support that enable managers to better control and guide the decision process. This decision support system is designed for the purpose of supporting the decision process in a systematically in a better way. That's why the managers of the organizations or particular department are always using technology or computers for the purpose of doing an operation within the organization. And also here they says that this supporting system is basically used for the purpose of improving the skills and capability of the managers, for the purpose of providing appropriate information and quantities for the managers simply cannot take a decision without data or information. This decision support system help the manager that to give them appropriate information and appropriate information about the quantities and other relevant information about the operation within the organizations. And the DSS or logically extension of the managerial decision process. This helps the managers to learn better how to apply data processing and modeling capabilities of the computer to the and to the analysis of IL structured and value based decisions. When when a manager within the organizations wants to take a decision about doing any type of operation within the organization or outside of the organization, basically he or she needs informations. This accurate information or appropriate information is going to be provided with the help of DSS, and this DSS helps the managers to improve the capability and skills of the managers to do that decisions, to take that decisions, to follow the process with the help of the technology. So apart from the DSS, which is very important in the operation of an organizations, which help the managers to do better decision toward doing that particular task, the another model which is also very important in the operation management is that is economic models. Under the economic models, break event analysis is in economic model describe cost per volume relationships. As I said that basically the DSS provide information for the manager. So here what type of information relevant to the economic model relevant to the break event analysis. So what is break event analysis we will be explaining in the next steps, but basically here we have to understand that the informations and the data relevant to the cost per volume relationship uh, of the task or operations. It is a complete certainty type of the model because cost and revenues are known quantities. Within the operation, each and every operation requires some of the cost also, and there would be revenue also. All the information regarding the cost, revenues, cost price of that task or that event are provided by the DSS. So once the DSS or the decision support system provided information, then the managers can take a decisions. Once the manager take the decisions, then he or she can go for the economic models, particularly about the break event analysis, how to do the break event analysis of the operations. So now let's discuss what is break event analysis. One of the techniques to study the total cost, total revenue output relation is known as break-even analysis. As I said before, each and every operation is consisted of some of the cost, total cost, and revenue, price of the products, or price of the some of the aspects of the operations. These all things are studied under the break-even analysis. Break-even analysis always determine that what is the total cost of the unit, what is the total revenue of the unit, and what is the output of the relation output of that task. So for this purpose, we do require to know break-even analysis under the operation management. As I say while a beginning of the operation management, that we do require input. The input must be processed, and after processing we will be getting the output. Once we say that input, that input could be the cost of some of the products and the total revenue, and these all could be processed with the help of the technology. The technology means the DSS, and then we will be getting our final output. This is all are going to be studied under the break event analysis. So particularly, or in the summarized way, break even analysis always study the total cost, the total revenue, and the output relation between these three elements. Similarly, a break-even analysis indicate at what level output, cost, and revenue are equilibrium. Dear students, break-even analysis is a point or a stage where an organization does not get profit and does not get loss, where loss and profits are equal to each other. Equilibrium بازی مانا که مساوی باشه. یعنی داخل یک بنیاد وقتی که یک منیجر و یا یک اداره بخواین که بفهمن که امی عملیات ما که در ارگانیزیشن روان میکنیم یا اپریشن را که رن کردیم، اگر ما بخوایم که بفهمیم که نه اینجا ما لاس داریم و نه فایده داریم، اما پوینت را به نام چی مسموم میکنیم؟ به نام equilibrium. و equilibrium در زیر چی میاد؟ در زیر break event analysis. بناهن break event analysis یکی از تاپیک ها یا موضوعات بسیار عمده و مهمی از operation management می باشند که هر منیجر و یا هر کسی که در رأس operation باشه این باید بفهمند که break even analysis چی است و در کدام حالت استفاده میشن و چی وقت cost و revenue با هم چی می باشند؟ یکسان و مساوی می باشند. In another word, it determines the level of operation in an enterprise where the undertaking neither gains a profit nor incur a loss. یعنی بزی مانا که break even analysis چرا مشخص میکنن؟ میره مشخص میکنن که نه خود اپریشن ما نه فایده وجود دارد و نه هم تاوانی وجود داشته باشه. So for this purpose, there are some of the terminology which are used for the for the purpose of understanding break-even analysis. There are three major terminologies. So it's mean that whenever we are going to know about the break-even point or break-even analysis, which shows or which determine that there is no loss and there is no profit, both are equilibrium. Then then three terminologies are used. The first one is break-even chart. Break-even chart refers to the diagrammatical or diagram representation of the cost and the revenue. It's mean that it is a graph showing the variation in total cost at the different level of the output cost line, as well as the variation in the total revenue at various level of the output. یعنی بازی ما برای ایون چارت چیزی است، یک دیاگرامی می باشد، یک پاراگراف می باشد که او نشان میتن که در اینجا نه چی وجود دارن و نه فایده وجود دارن و نه هم لاسی وجود دارن. یعنی اونجا گرافی توتال کاست ما و همراه با توتال revenue ما چیز میشن؟ نشان داده میشن. For example, here the graph is here. If you focus here, the total cost and the total revenue is here. So this is the total cost and this is the total revenue. When the total cost and the total revenue are equal, that point is called as break even analysis, or which determine the equilibrium. Equilibrium यानी बजी मानो कि मसावी भाषण. If the total cost of the operation is 1 lakh and the sales revenue or the total revenue is also 1 lakh, then it's mean that there is break even analysis. There is inequilibrium among the total revenue as well as the total cost. So this is called as break even chart. As I just showed it, before, this is called as the break-even chart. It's a graph which shows us the relationship between the total cost and the total revenue, where both are equal with each other under the break-even analysis. This was the first terminology, and the second terminology is that break-even point. Break-even point means that it is that point of activity sales volume where total revenue and total expense are equal. It is point of zero profit, for example stage of no profit and no loss. Break even point و point رميقة break even chart وجرافة نشان ميتان وخد الجرافة زي مطالع قرار ميتان وبريك even point كيا زمو مشخصا point يا مو نقطة نشان ميتان كونجو أنا profiters وأنا هم losses. BEP and break even point can be used to study the impact of variation in the volume sales cost of the production and profit. Look here, these two, the total cost and the total revenue. This is the graph of the break-even point, and this point where they are intersecting with each other, this point is called as the break-even point. All right. And the third terminology which is used under the break-even analysis is that angle of incidence. It is an angle at which total revenue line intersects total cost line. The magnitude of this angle indicates the level of profit. Larger the angle of incidence, higher will be the profit per unit increase in the sales, and vice versa. Here, look here. So as I say that the break even point and this all. So here, as I say that as long as much as the angle of incident is, that much the profit of the operation is. यानी बजी माना के बारह अंदाजी की एंगल ऑफ इंसिडेंसी या ऑपरेशन चीज باشه یا بریک ایونت انالیسیس بالا باشه یا زیاد باشه به مو اندازه پروفیت یک آپریشن چی باشه زیاد بشه. بناهن به طور خلاصه ترمینولوژی هایی که در بریک ایونت پوینت استفاده میشن، یکی بریک ایونت انالیسیس استفاده میشن ببخشید، یکیش بریک ایونت چارت است و همو گراف رپرزنتیشن نشان میدن، و دیگهش بریک ایونت پوینت همون نقطه ای که توتال کاست و توتال ریونیو با هم چیز میشن، اینترسکت میشن یا وصل میشن یا ختم میکنن، همون پوینت را به نام بریک ایونت پوینت میگه. و انگل آف انسیدنس و قسمتی از total line total revenue line را که چیز میکنن intersects میکنن در total cost line را، او را ما به نام چی میگیم؟ به نام angle of incidence ما میکنیم. بر اندازه که angle of incidence یک operation یا یک گراف اونجا چی باشه زیاد باشه، با مو اندازه profit یا مو operation چی باشه زیاد باشه. So for the purpose of doing a break-even point of an operation or an activity or a task, we do require some calculation. It's not that difficult calculation. It is simple calculations. With the help of calculation and formula, we can do or we can find it out the break-even point of the operations. So break-even point, as it is here, that relation between the cost activity level is also assumed to be linear. For every element cost, actual cost figures at the different activity level are plotted, and by least square analysis and line based fit is obtained. This would give a fixed cost component and variable cost components for the elements. شاگردای عزیز اینجا ما اگر ما بخوایم که چیز را بریک ایونت پوینتی یک اپریشن را چیز کنیم ما شما پیدا کنیم از طریق دو چیز، یکی فیکس کاست و یکی هم دیگه وریبل کاست. ما میتونیم که بریک ایونت پوینت یک operation یا یک project را ما شما چیز کنیم calculate کنیم. For the purpose of better understanding, look here. Let's just determine the symbols which are used for the break event analysis formula. Basically the formula is that A is considered for variable cost, and B is considered for selling per unit, and Q is considered as a quantity, your volume of output. So the total cost are given by total cost हमेशा मसावी में शबा fixed cost plus variable cost. فیکس کاست چیزی است که ما میگیم که همیشه برای ساختن یک پرودکت و یا یک اپریشن استفاده میشن which cannot change. اگر از شروع سال تا به آخر سال چیز میشه و چینج شده نمیتونه. فار ایگزامپل اگر ما میگیم یک اپریشن رو انجام میدیم، به خاطر اپریشن ما میگیم که around about 50,000 rupees is going to be used for doing that operation, and that 50,000 rupees particularly 10,000 is used for the labor expenses. labor expenses خودش چی است؟ فیکس کاست است، یعنی از روز اول تا به آخری که اپریشن انجام میدیم او چینج شده نمیتونه. but variable cost could change with the passage of time. او میتونن که به امروز برش اگر یک قیمت داده میشن و بر فردا و یا ماه دیگه قیمت رو چی میشن؟ چینج میشن. بنابراین فیکس کاست یک اپریشن جمعی وریبل کاست یک اپریشن یک جا میکنیم به ما چی به دست میاد؟ به ما توتال کاست به دست میاد. و هر وقت اگر ما بگوییم که فرمولای دیگه که ما بر توتال کاست داده میتونیم است که excuse me total cost is equals to the fixed cost plus the excuse me plus the variable cost into the quantity. For example, if we say that the fixed cost of an operation is 50,000 rupees, all right, and the variable cost is 5,000 rupees, and the total quantity is 10. So what we have to do, our fixed cost is constant, all right, we would say that total cost is equals to 50,000 rupees plus variable cost is 5,000 rupees into how much is the quantity we say that 10 into 10, 50 into 10, 5 into 10 will come 50, 50 plus 50 would give us the 1 lakh rupees. So the total cost could be 1 lakh rupees. So for theoretically, as of now, we have to understand that A is standing for variable cost and B is standing for selling price per unit and Q is stand for the quantity. So the formula for the total cost is equals to fixed cost plus variable cost. And here we have to know that the sales revenue, if we try to find it out the sales revenue of an operations, we have to know the formula. The sales revenue is always coming with the help of selling price per unit into quantity. Assume that the selling price per unit is 5 rupees into and the quantity is 100, then the sales revenue, how much it will come? The sales revenue is 500 rupees. These example are just only for the purpose of understanding. We would be having a proper example and illustration, and then we would be going behind the solution of that one. So as of now, we have to understand that sales revenue is equal to the selling price per unit into the quantity. For example, if the selling price of a product or a project or an operation is 5 rupees and the quantity is 100, so if you multiply this selling price into the quantity, we would be getting 500 for the as a sales revenue. So sales revenue is equals to B into Q. B is considered selling price into the Q means quantity. So for this purpose, the point of intersections of the total cost line and the sales revenue is break even point. طوری که پیشتر بر شما گفتم که در پوینتی که توتال کاست و سلز ریونیو با هم چیز میکنن، اینجا متوجه باشین. اینجا وقتی که اینا که دیگر با هم اینترسکت میکنن یا قطع میکنن، همین پوینت را برام چی مساوی میکنیم؟ برام بریک ایون پوینت. هر وقتی که توتال کاست همراه با سلز ریونیو مساوی بود، ما میگیم که بریک ایونت. This is called as break event analysis یا equilibrium. اینجا equilibrium را چیز میکنیم وجود داشته میباشد. So here uh, again the variable cost plus the fixed cost plus variable into quantity is always equal to the sales revenue into quantity. دبین از اینا چی می باشند؟ مساوات می باشند. یکان وقت اگر بر ما فیکس کاست میتن همراه با وریبل کاست و وریبل کاست اینتو کوانتیتی میکنیم، اگر کوانتیتی رو داده بود ضرب کوانتیتی میکنیم، هر دویش جمع میکنیم، بعدا این باید مساوی به چی باشه؟ و بی باشه. بی یعنی بزی مانا کی سیلز بی بزی مانا کی سیلینگ پر پرایس هست، سیلینگ پرایس پر یونیت هست اینتو کوانتیتی میکنیم. اینجا اگر ما بخوایم که بریک ایونت پوینت را پیدا کنیم، اگر فیکس کاست ما فور اگزامپل 10 روپیز باشه پلس وریبل کاست ما 3 است اینتو کوانتیتی ما 5 است، 3 اینتو 5 چند میشه 15، 15 ده 25 is equal to the assume that selling price is 3 into quantity is selling price is 5, assume that into quantity is 5, 5 into 5 25, 25 is equals to 25. This means that there is break even analysis where both are equal to each other. So here the point of equilibrium is available, no profit and no loss. And also sometime it is possible that the fixed cost is equals to quantity into B minus A. B is selling price per unit and A minus A means variable cost. अगर selling price per unit mo variable cost ra manfi kunim wa into quantity kunim injom barmo badis me bamo fixed cost ra badis miya. So these are the particular formulas and the particular terminology which are used for the purpose of understanding break event analysis. This is the diagramical representation, so graph representation of the break event analysis. Sales revenue, which is known as SR, total cost, which is known as TC, variable cost, which is known as VC, and fixed cost, which is known as F. Fixed costs are always constant, which will never be changed. Change نمیشه دوران operation, but variable costs are going to be changed. If you assume here, start from 0 and then 5, 6, 7, 8 is going to be high with the passage of time. But fixed costs, if start from 5, it will be always as a 5. And also here we have to understand that when there is intersection between the total cost and the sales revenue, this point is called as break even point, and where there is no profit and no loss. So thank you so much from your kind attentions. For today we just covered the theoretical aspects of break even analysis, and for the next class we will be going for the uh, practical illustration, we do have here. We will be continuing with this example in our next class. Before that, we do have a small portion by the name of margin of safety. What do you mean by margin of safety? We will be discussing in our next class, and that after that we will be going for the illustrations. Just for the purpose of understanding, I am just trying to show this example. A manager has the point of purchasing one, two, or three machines. Fixed costs and potential volumes are as follows. Machine 1, 2, 3. Here the manager of this operation is going to buy three machines. So this the 1, 2, 3 machines are given, and the total fixed costs are also given, and the variable cost are also given. So with the help of this data we can just go for the solution of break even point with the help of some of the formulas that we will do it in our next class. So God bless you, take care, bye.